Welcome again to the Melling Law YouTube channel, where we talk about different estate planning topics relevant to people living in Utah. Today we're continuing this video series about estate planning fails. And one of the more common ones I see relating to insurance is the beneficiary designations for minor children for people who have separated or divorced from the other parent of their children. And it's a little complicated, but I'll explain why that's such a big problem. So let's say hypothetically you are divorced or separated from the other parent of your children, and maybe that was a very serious there was a very serious reason why you did that, pertaining to their parenting skills, not even necessarily just your relationship, but there was serious drug abuse that impaired the ability to parent, or serious financial mismanagement, whatever that may be, and it would cause great concern for you to leave money to this other person that you're separated from, especially if they're supposed to manage the funds. But that is exactly what happens in the vast majority of life insurance cases for people in this kind of a situation. You have someone who has been divorced or separated. They leave the life insurance policy for the benefit of their minor child, because they want to make sure that that minor child is taken care of. However, if they pass away and the beneficiary designation is made directly to that child cannot cash a check until they're 18. It's not allowed. So the insurance company is going to want to know who is the other legal guardian of this child. And it's not whoever you nominate in your will, because this other parent, unless they've had their rights terminated, which is a different story, but unless they've had their rights terminated, this other parent is going to be the legal guardian of their child. So this other parent is the one who's going to cash that check and going to run it in a kind of a conservatorship fund, if you will, for the benefit of this child. However, they have full management authority, and without some kind of court order, they can do whatever they want with that money until the child turns 18, and then maybe, theoretically, this child can sue for damages or something if it was mismanaged, but using what funds, and are they really going to sue the person who raised them? Usually not. So here, there's a couple workarounds here. The one is to ensure that anytime you are doing a beneficiary designation to one of your minor children, you're doing it in a way that sets up a custodian account, and that it's somebody that you've chosen. So whether that's a trusted family friend or another member of the family on your side of the family, but someone who can manage these funds for the benefit of this child, regardless of who this child's legal guardian may be. So that would be some kind of custodian account. There's also UTMA accounts, that it's Uniform Transfers to Minors Act, and in the state of Utah, it extends that management period up to the child's age of 21 instead of 18. Or you can leave it to a trust, and the very safest way to do that would be some kind of irrevocable life insurance trust, although there are pros and cons to that kind of an approach. But if you're leaving these funds to a trust, you have very detailed flexibility when it comes to management of this trust. Who's going to manage it? How is it going to be managed? What are the funds to be spent for? Over how long a period? What are the contingency plans if something happens to the person managing or to your child? So there are all kinds of contingency plans there. But so kind of in conclusion, if you are divorced, or if you know somebody who's divorced, and who's where the parent of their children is not a good money manager, make sure that the beneficiary designations are set up in a way that the child is not the direct beneficiary of those funds without some kind of other structuring in place. And most life insurance agents should be able to help you with that. Thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us.